Hello everyone, this is Agent Russ and welcome back to the channel. In the last episode, we improved target selection so it feels much more intentional. Now that we have a proper current target, the next step is making that target easier to read directly in the world. In this episode, we are adding a classic flat target ring under the selected enemy. This ring will sit near the ground, follow the current target, and disappear when no target is selected. That gives us a very clear visual indicator without adding extra clutter above the enemy, which is important because we already have a floating health bars there. First, we are going to create a new component. Under the component folder, we are going to create a new file, and we will call this file TargetRingAnchor.js. Inside this file, we're going to say export class TargetRingAnchor extends component. We will have the constructor, and inside the constructor, we're going to pass y offset, and we'll set this one to something like minus 0.97. And then we will also have a scale, and let's set this one to 1.0. After that, we are going to call the super. Then we will say this dot y offset equals y offset. This dot scale equals scale. This component gives us a reusable way to control where the target ring appears. For the training dummy, the transform is centered around the middle of the body, not the feet. So if we place the ring directly at the transform.y, it will end up floating halfway up the enemy. That's why we store a small y offset here. Later, different enemies can use different offsets or ring sizes without changing the system. Next, we are going to go to the dummy factory. Inside here, we're going to import TargetRingAnchor, and then we're going to scroll down. Right under here, we will say world.addComponent, new TargetRingAnchor, minus 0.97, 1.0. Now the dummy knows where the target ring should sit. Because the dummy is 2 units tall and center at 1, we use a negative offset to bring the ring back down near ground level. So this keeps the target ring visually attached to the enemy's feet instead of its chest. Next, we need to create the TargetRingSystem. Let's create a system file under system folder, and we are going to call this file TargetRingSystem.js. This file will import 3: system, query, player control, current target, transform, det, and TargetRingAnchor. After that, we're going to type export class TargetRingSystem extends system constructor. It's going to have scene super. Then we will say this dot scene equals scene. This dot underscore ring equals null. This dot underscore time equals 0. After that, we will create the update function. Inside the update function, we're going to say this dot underscore time plus equals delta time. If it's not this dot underscore ring, this dot underscore create ring, then we will get the player. So we're going to say constant players equals query dot entities with world player controlled current target. If players dot length is 0, this dot underscore ring dot visible equals false, then return. After that, we will get the current target. So we're going to say constant current target equals world.getComponent player 0 current target constant target equals current target dot entity. Then we are going to say if target is null, this dot underscore ring dot visible equals false and return. If it's not world dot entities dot has target or world dot has component target that this dot underscore ring dot visible equals false and return. Next, we are going to say constant transform equals world dot get component target transform. If it's not transform, this dot underscore ring dot visible equals false, then return. Constant anchor equals world dot get component target ring anchor. Constant y offset equals anchor question mark anchor dot y offset, otherwise 0.03. Constant base scale equals anchor question mark anchor dot scale, otherwise 1.0. Constant pulse equals 1.0 times math.scene this dot underscore time times 6.0 times 0.04. After that, we're going to say this dot underscore ring dot visible equals true. This dot underscore ring dot position dot set base scale times poles, base scale times poles, base scale times poles. Then we need to create the function for the ring. So we're going to say underscore create ring. Inside this function, we're going to say constant geometry equals new 3 dot ring geometry 0.7, 0.9, 48. Constant material equals new 3 dot mesh basic material color 0x7 FD1FF. Transparent is true. Opacity is 0.9. Side is 3 dot double side. Depth right is false. Then we're gonna say constant ring equals new 3 dot mesh. We'll pass the geometry and material. Ring dot rotation dot x equals minus math dot pi divided by 2. Ring dot visible equals false. Ring dot render order equals 10. This dot scene dot add will pass the ring. This dot underscore ring equals ring. This system only manages one visual object, the current target ring. That means we do not need a full entity for the ring itself. Instead, the system creates one reusable mesh and simply move it under whatever target is currently selected. That keeps the implementation simple and cheap. We also add a very small pulse animation to make the ring feel a little more alive, without turning it into a distracting effect. Next, we will go to the main.js. We are going to import TargetRingSystem. Then we are going to scroll down. After combat target system, we're going to say world.addSystem new TargetRingSystem, and we will pass the scene. And we're going to save the file. This order matters because the ring depends on the selected target, and the selected target may depend on the final camera direction. So we want camera updates first, then target selection, then the target ring visual. That keeps the ring stable and consistent with what the player is actually looking at. Unlike the floating health bars, this feature lives directly in world space as a normal 3D mesh. That makes it a good complement to the DOM overlays. The ring handles selection readability in the world, while the DOM health bars still handle screen space information. One thing I forgot to add in the ring system, let's go back to the ring system. Inside here where we set the position, this actually need to be scale instead of position. And before that, we're gonna say this dot underscore ring dot position dot set, and we'll say transform dot x transform dot y plus y offset and transform.z. Now let's go ahead and save it. And this time we can test the game. I'm going to make the game screen bigger. I'm going to walk towards the training dummy. Selected targets gets a flat ring under it and it's pulsing. Let's press tab to switch targets. And the ring moves as well. Let's move out of the range to see if the ring is going to disappear. And the ring disappears. Let's go back to range again. And the ring appears. And that's episode 34. We now have a clear world space target ring under the selected enemy. That makes target selection much easier to read at a glance. And it works nicely with the floating health bars without adding clutter above the enemy. In the next episode, we can make combat feel much more responsive by adding damage numbers and hit flash feedback when attacks land. If this was helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm Agent Russ. See you next time.